Go live. Got it. Move tab to new window. Let's put that over there. All right. Here we go. Over there. It still says the wrong guy. That's the problem. I knew there was one more thing that I had to do. One more thing. All right, now we're ready. And I'm getting warm already. Let's get this party started. And the webinar has started. I'm early. There it is, 9 o'clock. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the UpViral Co-Pilot Show. I always have to look for the date because I don't know what day it is. That's what happens when you're almost 65 years old. It's true. I'm Mitch, for those of you who may not know me. I am the UpViral expert. I am the guy who knows the most. Okay, that's a big claim, isn't it? Good morning, Carlene. Welcome. Pop in and say hi in the chat if you're here on the Zoom room or on the Facebook group over there. You didn't know you were over there, but that's where you are. Pop in, say something nice. This is a review show today, review show. We've got lots of people who are interested in a review, right? Glenn's here, Jeff's here, Bernard, not Bernard, Eric. Eric is here, welcome. Change, if you wouldn't mind, please change your comment thing. Who can see your messages in the Zoom room to everyone so everyone sees your comments if you comment. And if you don't comment, I'm going to kick you out. It's true. Mark is here. Mark James. Nels. I always do this one wrong. Nels. Rodney's here. Camojello. Welcome. I'm butchering it. As always, Camojello. See, there's all different ways of pronouncing things, and I always do them wrong. So, Glenn, hi Glenn, welcome. Thank you for commenting, everybody. Eric, Jeff is here. Did I say Jeff? Rodney, SK, Scott. So who has something they want me to review today? Always looking for good campaigns. Glenn says, me. Me, he says, Glenn. Bravo, Glenn. I actually have your campaign up already. Glenn and I have been chatting in the background. You know what? Did anybody get an email from Wilco about the show? I don't have. What's today? April 5th. April 3rd. And that's not it. I don't have an email. Glenn says I did. Well, my search for Wilco isn't showing an email. So I'm a little confused. Anyway, mine is not finished, but about ready to go. Yes, Jeff, we could do that. Jeff, if you wouldn't mind just sending a link. If you want to send it to me privately, that's okay. Or you just post it. I'm going to get to Glenn first, because I know Glenn wants to talk about his campaign. Nobody over in the Facebook group? Let's just make sure that's working. Here we go. I think it's working. It still says the wrong guy. That's the problem. All right. Anyway. Will we have time for questions? I don't know, Carlene. Glenn, the email came to me yesterday at 10 a.m. That's the wrong email. If it came to you yesterday, there's supposed to be an email that goes out 15 minutes before the show starts. That's what I'm talking about. And now I'm about to sneeze. See if I can hit the mute switch if it actually happens. I'm not on the right place. Oh, yeah, I am. Carlene, will we have time for questions? I don't know. It just depends upon how long Mitch talks about the different campaigns. And frankly, I've been sick for the last couple of weeks. Won't go into any details. It's not fun. And I'm going to see the doctor again tomorrow. We're going to get that all checked out. But if we don't have to go too long, I would like to keep this short. Mark says, I got the email. You mean you got one 15 minutes ago? Because I don't have one unless it somehow ended up in spam somewhere. I just like to make sure that those emails are going out because we had trouble. And did Europe just go on daylight savings time? Did I see that somewhere? Because we have... Carlene says yes, but did you just say yes to daylight savings time or yes to you got the email? Got the email from Wilco. All right, daylight savings. See, we had this problem when we switched to daylight savings in the United States. Thank you, Carlene. That the timing of the emails were wrong. And so we talked about it, and theoretically they got switched. But have you guys changed? And I bet that's what's happened, because I don't have an email from Wilco about the show starting. And that's why I was checking. Daylight savings was on the 26th, Rick says. Hi, Rick. Anyway, I think there's still potentially a problem with setting those up and getting them out. But we'll figure that out. All right. So, Jeff, I don't see a comment from you. Do you have the link for yours? I want you to get that ready for me, because we're going to look at... Carlene says, I've never had an email. You didn't sign up for the Copilot emails? Huh. All right. Stripping time. I'm already warm. So for those of you who may be new to the UpViral Copilot show and don't know me, I have this wonderful plaque. And I have my chair that I was trying to get out of the way. The plaque from UpViral for getting 250,000 leads in my account. I was the first ever to receive that. You did? Where did you send it, Jeff? Here in Zoom or somewhere else? Because I don't see it. But anyway, I was the first one to get that plaque for 250,000 leads in your account. Let's see if I have Messenger open. Are you talking about Messenger? Where did you send it? If you sent it here in the chat, I never got it, which is weird. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Glenn's campaign first. Glenn, is it still the same link that you gave me the other day? I think so. I think so. She says. He says. She says. They say. My daughter says, just say they. All right. All right, Jeff. I got it that time. Thank you. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open that link before I forget it and have to go find it. Oh, Jeff, that's the wrong link. I didn't look at it before I clicked it. That is the setup link. I cannot get into your account. I need you to send me the link from the Publish tab in the upper left corner. That's what I need to be able to use to look at your campaign. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... You with me, Jeff? Just to make sure. I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to look at Glenn's campaign. Is this the right page, Glenn? This is the one I clicked earlier this morning from our messenger chat. All right, that looks much better, Jeff. Glenn says yes. Now I'm going to click on Jeff's link. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the screen because I don't want you all to see it yet. And I'm going to open that. Oh. And Jeff, this is what it says. Oh, dang, I did the wrong freaking button. Now it's messed up, isn't it? You are sharing your screen. This campaign is not currently running. Jeff, you got to publish it. Alright, so is that the same link I had? Opt-in free giveaway. There's a fly in the room. This is a link to my embedded widget. That's the one I'm on, right? Right. Pretty sure that's the same one. Yes. Opt-in free giveaway. Oh, that's a different link, isn't it? I'm going to click that one. Huh. Oh, it's somehow switching, but that looks like the same link. So you're saying this is an embedded widget. Interesting. Interesting choice. I don't know why this tool always messes up. Mouse halo. There we go. Let me know, Jeff, if you're having trouble finding that link. Go to the Publish tab. Oh, you grabbed the link, but you need to publish it. Just hit the Publish button in the upper right corner of your campaign. Or Launch. It might say Launch these days. I don't know. Alright, so Cleanse campaign. Let's do a review. First of all, for those of you who remember been here before when I've done a review, I love to look at these things. Thank you, Jeff. Before I know something about the campaign, because I want to try to see if I can look at it from a purely objective, non-participatory, you know what I mean? Somebody who hasn't seen the campaign before. But I've seen this one, because Glenn and I have been talking about it. Now, there's a couple of things, Glenn, that may be important to you, maybe not. And it depends upon what you want to do with your campaign. The first thing is that, and I know some of the UpViral templates do this, they have a logo and something above the win statement, or this bigger statement that you have here. If people firmly recognize your branding, that's great. If they don't, then in my opinion, what you're doing currently is wasting valuable real estate with something that people won't recognize or may not recognize. Your most excited customers may recognize it, but somebody new will not necessarily see it. And let's talk about that, because when somebody does a share, when they opt in, when they share this from the share page, and they post it on their social media, then all of those people out there in social media are cold traffic to you. When they come here, the first thing they see is fishingforreal.com Superstore. And maybe that's important. This is something you have to decide. Maybe it's not. For those cold traffic people, that may not be the first thing you want them to read. Now, with graphics and visualization, often what happens is that this graphic will grab them before they ever read this. And my suspicion is, depending upon how they see this campaign, they will see this graphic first if they're on a laptop. Then they will see this, and then they may read this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to a new tab, to a new window, so it's all by itself, and then we have something behind it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress that. Like, what happens if the image, if they have a smaller laptop screen, what happens to the campaign as the size changes? And this is something we have to be very careful about. Let's say, for example, somebody has a really small screen. Notice the way this template works, that the image suddenly is down here at the bottom. And this may be true unless you've gone in and changed, Glenn has changed the campaign link, and on the smartphone, let me rephrase that, unless Glenn has changed the mobile view for the smartphone, this is what it's going to look like potentially on a smartphone, right? I'm looking around if you're paying attention to what my face is doing. I'm trying to find some liquid. And I did not remember to bring in some ice water. Shame on me. You've always got to be paying attention to what's going on. I got cables. What I'm doing is I'm also grabbing my smartphone because Windows. What's this thing called? An iPhone. I can share the screen. I think this is the same link, so let me do... Alright, so this is interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I believe I can do this. I did it the other day. I'm going to do screen mirroring, and I'm going to put it on my iMac. Now, I can no longer see what you guys say. So, tell me, somebody tell me, if you see the green screen, and I'm going to get out of this, and then I'm going to come back into it. So I can see the comments. So do you guys see that? Because unfortunately, I can't switch out of that view. I'm going to turn that off so I can see. Green equals yes. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Jeff. All right. So I'm going to do that again. Simply because what you all need to do is you all need to do this kind of testing. You've got to open your smartphone and look at your campaign in a smartphone view. Now notice, this is very different than what we were seeing on the desktop, but it's still somewhat the same, right? We got all this stuff, we got all the distractions at the bottom, but for this campaign, for the widget portion, we have a green background. We have the same stuff at the top. The winner will be announced December 1st. Enter your details. Then there's the image. And there's the sponsorship. Okay? Now, these things can look very different on a smartphone. Very different on laptops. Hey, there's my email. Very different depending upon the screen size. And that's why I shrunk this particular window, was so that you would see the impact of what happens as screens shrink. And in this particular case, I don't know what it is about the widget here, but it is covering up some things depending upon how large their view is. So what Glenn should be thinking about here, first of all, is whether or not this image portrays the best view of the campaign, in which case maybe that should be over here on the left-hand side and the text be on the right. All right, so this is important stuff. Once you have the basics down, you have to be able to look at your campaign in these different views and remember to do it, because otherwise somebody may get a really crummy view of your campaign and go, this guy doesn't know what the heck he's doing, or she, and never register because they think the website's broken and therefore they're never going to win, right? Trust is a very important factor in building your campaigns. Now, one of the other things that Glenn could consider, so if it were me, I would probably move this image, and you see my my little pointer, or my halo is gone again. I don't know what, maybe I don't use this tool anymore. There it is. What I would probably do if I were Glenn would be to move this over to the right-hand side. I would trash for now this at the top. And what I also potentially could do, and I would probably even do this as a split test, would be to put a pain conversation at the top. Are you struggling to get the best fishing gear? Are you broke? I don't know what the right... I need my cough. I don't know what the right exact phrasing of that is. But if you posted a pain point, are you struggling to find the fish? Are you struggling to get the right pole? Blah, blah, blah. Win $950 shopping spree at our superstore at the end of the year. I don't know, I wouldn't say that. And yes, I'm struggling too. Frankly, this illness has knocked me down. But that's what I would potentially do. And I would split test that. What you got to do on your landing page is make it so easy that they have to see that you're the right place to sign up to win this thing. Whatever your thing is. Does that make sense? Are you with me on this one? Now, one of the other things... thank you, Glenn. One of the other things that I potentially would do, or would have done, because I know this campaign, I think it's up and running, is that right? What I would potentially do is split this into multiple prizes. I don't know where you came up with the $950. I don't know if that's the ultimate prize for everybody. Why not $1,000? Why is it $50 off from $1,000? But one of the things that happens, Glenn, is I've been told over and over and over by the people that I talk to about these campaigns from the consumer side, the consumer of these campaigns, is that multiple prizes is much more attractive than one big one. They feel they have more chances to win if there are multiple prizes. So, taking this $950, if that's your pot, what if you did a $500 prize? What if you did a $250 and a $250 to split those things up? I don't know what that link is. Oh, that's my permalink to an ad in Facebook. Okay, thank you. I'm not going to click that link unless I know what it is. Okay? Now, there's one other thing that potentially you have to pay attention to, especially if you're in the United States, is if you post a campaign where the prize is over $600 for one person, then you are supposed to, by law, issue that person a 1099 at the end of the year so they can file with their taxes. So you're supposed to report that somebody earned more than $600 as a prize. And they are supposed to pay taxes on that. Now, theoretically, every person in the United States that wins a prize should pay taxes on it, declare it as a prize. I do not know what most people do. Okay, I do. Most people don't report that, but by law, if your prize is over $600, you are supposed to, you are required by law to report that. Would it make much difference to your audience if that prize were $500? Would they be just as excited to win the shopping spree? And would it help if you had more than one prize, like 2 or 3? I think the answers are obviously up to you to figure out, but I think there's a good possibility that a $500 prize is just as sexy as a $950 prize to most people. And therefore, you might be interested in splitting that up. Now, in this particular case, Glenn, you also have the opportunity of doing multiple monthly winners and stuff like that. And I don't remember whether we talked about that or not already. Frankly, I don't know, if this is me, this is Mitch, I think this button's too big. It doesn't really look like a button. I would just make this enter here to win. It just feels too big to me. Let's see if you have terms and conditions. I did not look at this before. Well, there's a trust failure, Glenn. You need to have terms and conditions. You say you have terms and conditions and the user must accept it, but you don't have any. So that's a major trust fail. Okay? Make sure you complete that. I don't know what's going on, Glenn, but this link is not working. It's not going anywhere for fishingforreal.com. We all miss things, Glenn. Glenn says, of course I had to miss something. We all do. I do it. You know, that's why we need to make sure we test these things. Make sure all of your things work. All right. Now, if it were me, I don't particularly care for... I see you do have a secret word on here for one of your custom actions, which is cool. And I understand the desire to have products on this page. But frankly, to me, and you can split test this, of course. To me, I want a single focus on people. I don't want to give them this link, frankly. I don't want them to go off and do something else. I want them to stay here. If you could possibly put that in a pop-up, maybe that when they click on it or roll over it, that you show them something about the store. But I don't want them leaving. I don't want them distracted. I want them to stay here and decide that they want to register. I want to put in all of my marbles onto this. Having this stuff at the bottom is not helping you. I don't think, this is an opinion, but I don't think this is helping anybody stay here. It's a distraction. If I go click on this and I go somewhere, now I've forgotten about it. Fishing for Real is currently unavailable. Uh-oh. What did I break now, Glenn? Anyway, so you get the idea. And by the way, there's this. Winner will be selected on the first day of December. Receive $950 worth of products. Similar as following items. See, nobody's going to read this. It's hidden. Whatever this is, it's hidden. Completely hidden. People are going to go, oh, I can't read that. There's a background there. They're not going to see that. If you want people to read this, you got to make it much bigger. But why not put that up here? Why not tell them what they could do? The winner gets to buy as much of stuff as he wants. But the first $950 is free. Okay? All right, let's move on and go to the second page because I know we want to get to Jeff's campaign. I've already registered for this. I accept the terms that aren't there. So you've put this in a widget. You've entered the fishingforreal.com shopping spree giveaway contest. But wait, read below. Now, for those of you who've been here with me before, I like to celebrate people. Now, you do have an exclamation, you do have a checkbox, but is that really celebrating? This is kind of a message that says you've entered fishingforreal.com give away $950. It's a long phrase. It's just not celebrating me. Why don't you say, congratulations, you may be the winner of that check back often. I'm so happy. Look at the fish you could win, and have a happy fish gift or something to make them feel like you know how excited they are to be in the campaign. Something that really bothers me, by the way, is that it says Glenn Bresidine Solutions up here at the top. Am I on fishingforreal.com or am I on Glenn Bresidine? What is this doing for you on the page? Because it's the first thing that they may see. But wait, why is this so small? Read below. Why should I read below? Tell me why. Important contest rules, must read. Okay, you've done several things trying to get me to read, but you've never said why I'm reading this. Eric says, how does this second page look on mobile? We'll get to that in just a quick second. Then you say, Bass Catching 101 Beginner's Guide Course, author Glenn Bresidine, aka Captain Glenn. Okay, why am I reading this? What is this doing for me, Glenn? It sounds like there's a course. Okay, why do I want the course? Why are you talking about that right now? Important contest rules. Are these rules? This looks like a title of a course that you're going to try to sell me. Follow fishing on social media to unlock special gifts. Oh, wait a minute. What does that have to do with this? You currently have total points 15. What does that have to do with anything? Why are you telling me all this stuff that you're not explaining to me, Glenn? Glenn, this makes no sense. And I forgot to say at the beginning of this, I can be pretty brutal. But what you want is somebody who's telling you the truth and helping you build your campaign so that it makes more sense and more people will opt in and more people will do stuff. What you're trying to get them to do here is to say, hey, congratulations, you're registered, but wait, you now have the chance to earn some special gifts. All you have to do is, step 1, click on these buttons. Step 2, do this. You currently have 15 points. When you get to 30 points, I'm going to give you this Bass Catching 101 Beginner's Guide course. Now, what I'd rather you do, by the way, would be to say, once you refer 3 people, I'm going to give you this course. Don't make it just purely based on these things, because these things aren't growing your business as fast as referring people. Each month between now, I'm skipping a little bit, between now and December 1st, the person who has the most points at the end of the day, on the last day of the month, will win that next month's prize. That's a little confusing. A little, it's a lot wordy. Why don't you just say, the person with the most points for the month will win a prize. Each prize will be worth at least $100. We'll be giving away a big prize on November. That winner, the November winner, will be chosen randomly from the top 10 point holders at the time. Getting confusing on me, Glenn. Also, to make it fair for everyone, you can only win a monthly prize one time within 3-month period. Therefore, those that shoot to the top really fast could win every month, and the rest wouldn't have a chance. So now everyone has a chance. Well, that's not really true, because just between you and me, after month 3, unless something radically changes, the person that's at the top of the poll at the end of April is likely going to be the person that's going to be at the end on June or whatever the 3rd month is. Glenn says, I'm all good I like to be as tough as you can. I'm a big boy. I was just trying to get it launched. Glenn also says I'm an engineer and analytical by nature and have a bad tendency to get real wordy. I'm raising my hand, Glenn, because I'm exactly the same. Software developer for 32 years. That's me. Make this stuff really clear. Make it really sexy. Now, you started up here, Bass Catching 101 for beginners. Get 30 points and start unlocking some pretty neat and different prizes. But you're not telling me what those prizes are. I still have no idea what this is. Is this a prize? And, by the way, most of these people, you have to really get them to understand what the prizes are. Now, you did say down here, buried, each prize will be worth $100 or more. But you know what would be even better? Would be a 12-month list or whatever month list of what the prizes are going to be so I can visualize it. Maybe in July you're going to have that fishing pole that I really want to win. If you can not be vague, if you can be clear about what your prizes are, people are more likely. I mean, if you tell me, oh, I'm going to give you a $100 prize. Okay, who cares? I'm walking away. I don't care. Because I don't know what the prize is. Oh, in July there's a fishing pole. In August there's a radar thing that shows me where the fish depth is. Thank you, Bradley Waldrop. Where's my sounds? Bradley Waldrop. Good. Hi, Bradley. How are you, my good buddy? If someone was excited to opt into the initial page, probably doesn't want a 101 training for beginners. Good point, Bradley. Now, you've got this really long section down here. We've assigned a special link for you to share with friends and family. Where's the link? Where's the link? It's not on the page. You don't even have the link. Glenn, this is just too freaking long. Now, just be clear, I don't like most points campaigns. Most people who tell me through surveys in the past have said they won't register for a most points campaign because they don't think they can win it. So here you are telling people the person that's at the top of the leaderboard is going to win all the prizes every month. Okay, every 3 months they're going to win a prize. Because that person has a big audience. Oh, I'm done. I'm not ready. Forget it. I'm not going to share. I'm done. You have to think about the psychology of people and whether or not they're going to be willing to do what you're asking them to do. And I'm just done reading this. I'm not going to even bother reading it. It's too long. Oh, for 30 points you can... You just now telling me that I can unlock a free membership to something? What is that something? What's the value to me? Tell me why I want to frickin' get that. First of all, let me do this. I want to applaud you, Glenn, for getting it done. Right? Bravo. I am very excited about you getting it done and launching it. It's better to launch than to be stuck in analysis paralysis, which is where I often am. Carlene says, well done, Glenn. I'm proud of you. And yes, I applaud you also for being brave enough to let us talk about this morning. Plenty of room for improvement here. That's the good news. You got golden opportunity for people to win in this case. I'm going to quickly... you gave me the link to your ad. Might as well look at that. Oh, I do want to go back to the image. Sign up for free, win $950 prize. Sign up to win now. Okay, you just said that. Sign up. Why am you saying sign up now? Don't miss out. Click the following link to. Well, now I have to click the see more. I don't know what, without looking at the image, or it turns out a video, I guess. You've already, is it $950 in cash? See more. I gotta click more to enter. There's the link, winner chosen December 1st. But why? Why do I want to sign up? What is it? Tell me in words what it is. Give me a list of possible things I could win. Why would I want to win this? Now, if I click this, okay, there's some images of stuff. Are these things I could win? It's not clear. $950 prize. You didn't say shopping spree like you did on the other one. You have to be consistent in your messaging, and you have to be really clear on what they could win. It's supposed to have sound. It may have sound. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The sound doesn't matter because something like 80% of the people, statistics show 80% of the people do not watch videos with sound because they're in a mobile situation. So sound is not going to help you here. You cannot rely on sound to do anything. Glenn said, that's what I've been told a million times. So I just launched it last week. So you're talking about I missed it because I scrolled up. The idea that you just have to launch it. So yes, I agree. I am not condemning you for any of this. I applaud you for getting it done and launched and improving it as you go. You got till December, right? You may not get everything right at the beginning. That's okay. You can learn and grow as you go. Now, you also said, I thought you might want to look at the ad. I'm spending $10 a day and I'm getting 34 to 45 leads at about 30 cents each. Great. Just imagine what it's going to be when you get this tweaked and tuned such that people go, oh, hell yeah, I'm a Fisher person. I'm a Fisher person. I want that. Hell yeah, I want that. I did the same campaign. It was my first campaign, and I was able to get 15,000 leads in less than 4 months back in 2020. Bravo! I guess if you make some tweaks, you better get more than 15,000 or you're going to be mad at me. Right? All good, Glenn. All good. How much did you spend during that campaign, Glenn, to get those 15,000 leads? That's the question everybody always wants to know. Glenn says that's the reason I haven't changed it much. So, Glenn, by the way, okay, you average 33 cents each. How much total? I want to know the total. I could probably do the math. 33 times 15,000, so that's a third. So you spend $5,000 on ads to get 15,000 leads. That's not bad. I can do math. Really, I can. On the fly. Now, I wanted to go back to your campaign before I forget, because I really want to get to Jeff's, and I don't want to take all day. You know I can. Share on Facebook. We talked about this before privately, so I want to see if you fixed it. And right now, it's got no image. And you don't have the URL here. So something's not quite right in your setup. But there's no image. We talked about the image. So let me tell you really fast about the domain. Let's see, I'm scrolled down. This one's inactive. I think I can just jump in. Don't forget, by the way, that if you're using the old editor, the very first version 1 editor, that's going away hopefully soon. Well, it's going away soon. So what you want to do is you want to go to the advanced settings, Glenn, and get this error message from UpViral that says XSS. But what you want to do is make sure in your advanced settings, your custom domain is set here. You can set it in the general settings, but you also have to do it here. This one right here is what gets used in that social sharing message. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I'm in UpViral. Not all right. So make sure you change that. Now, the other thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit refresh. It's still not there. So, by the way, without the image there, focusing on this phrase, don't miss out. Why is that your biggest thing? Why? I wish the image was here. With the image here, that's the first thing people see. The second thing they see is this phrase right here, don't miss out. Why does that not say, win a $950 shopping spree for fishermen? Or something? Why is don't miss out the thing that you most want people to focus on? They got till the end of the year to focus on that. Right? By the way, what I'm going to do, I can't do it because you didn't give me the damn link. There's no link. Why is there a timer down here? If you purchase anything through a link in this email, what is that? What is all this junk? Nobody's going to get down to this. This is confusing. Don't confuse people. Where's my link? What I'm going to do is I'm going to share on Twitter. And I'm going to grab this link. And I'm going to incognito. Come on, incognito window. All right, I'm going to get to you, Jeff, I promise. Oh, look, you must be doing page split tests, because now I got the green one. Or you changed something while we were talking. Split testing is good. Why don't you say on here, on this front page, we're having a monthly prize winners as well. Every prize worth $100 or more. Tell them about the other prizes on the front page. That makes them much more interested in opting in and winning. Trying to win. Okay, don't forget that. Put that on here. Monthly winners. You could just even say monthly winners. All right. I used one of the new templates. Okay. What does that mean? Does that mean you're split testing? The new templates are awesome. Here's what I'm going to do, Glenn. I'm going to copy that URL right there. And I'm come over here and I'm going to go to open a new tab and I'm going to go to, let's see, I haven't changed this yet. Maybe I have. M.S. Come on. Oh, I didn't frickin' do, there it is. thankyouPageMagic.com/debugger. That should work. That takes you over to the Facebook debugger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your page in there. And this is the image that the page should get, if that's my link. Now this looks very different than what we saw in the other thing, so I need to go back and think about that for a minute. But this is much better, but the image sucks. Okay. It's still not the right size. We talked about sizing the image. I suspect because there's things that are going off the page up here that the image is still not the right size. Inside of UpViral, for those of you who are, this is for everybody, if you go to design pages, I'm sorry, to the share message, I always go to the wrong place. This recommended size right here, 600 by 314, double it. Your image should be 1200 by 628. And make sure you do the Twitter thing and the email thing. But make sure you're using that size, 1200 by 628. Granted, I'm in a different campaign, so it doesn't look the same. That's what this image should be. This should say, win fishing gear. Win $950 of fishing gear. Win a shopping spree of $950 shopping spree. This is okay, free fishing giveaway, but people still need to have to read stuff. This says $750, by the way, for the page and not $950. Okay, so maybe I should have used the URL that you gave me, but you can go into this Facebook debugger. You can look at, do Google for Facebook image debugger and put in your campaign URL to see what's going to come up. All right. Anything else, Glenn, you want to ask? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Jeff's campaign. Thank you again for submitting your campaign. I'm eager to see where it goes in the coming month. We can always come back and look at it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit refresh here to see Jeff's campaign. Jeff, you still here? Did I take so long? What would you do if your ID was compromised? Which ID? I want to know which ID. My personal ID, it says personal ID over here. What would you do if your ID was compromised? Hi, Jeff. Jeff says he's still here. I really don't know why this thing stops turning off my halo. I like my halo. What would you do if your ID was compromised? What have you said? Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, and it depends, marketing people will teach you that questions are good. How would you feel if your ID was compromised and thousands of dollars of stuff was purchased on your account? Make it painful. Okay, right now, this phrase, which is the first thing I see on the page, is not as strong as I think you could make it. And this is where you could do some split testing to find out which one works better. Make people feel the pain. Right now, okay, my ID is compromised. What would you do if your ID was compromised? I'd cry. Jeff, I'd just simply be upset. I'd cry and I'd walk away. I'd go fix it. Maybe that's what I'd do. I'd go fix it. And I'm going to quit reading your page because that's my answer. And this is one of the reasons why I struggle with people who use marketing, and there's nothing, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it depends upon the situation. When you ask a question in marketing, you have to be ready for people to say no, or give you, not answer the question, or give you an answer that you're not really wanting. What if this said, imagine your personal ID, or your, as Eric says, use the word identity. What if your personal identity was stolen? Let me back up. Imagine your personal ID is stolen and you have to spend the next year recovering your credit score. Or something. Now my brain's going, oh, that would hurt. I can imagine that. Our personal ID protection will save you from that pain. Blah, blah, blah. Why? Right? Give them a major pain point that they can identify with, and then tell them you have the perfect solution. Win an entire year of ID protection and sleep better. Plus, you'll get this free ebook on other things that you can do to protect yourself, right? This says get this ebook, but the ebook's over here. Why don't you say what the title of the ebook is instead of going, this ebook. Because I'm not necessarily going to go back and look at the cover. I see there's a book there. My eyes are just glossing over it going, I don't know what it is. Don't wait till it happens to you. Protect yourself now. Great. This is okay. Nothing wrong with this. Enter me and send me the ebook. Why is this down at the bottom? Why is this not somewhere over here helping them to understand what could happen, that does happen all the time, and how they need to protect themselves? Now, I'm going back to what I said earlier, Jeff. The struggle most people have when they look at their own campaign is they understand the offer. Jeff knows what the hell he's talking about when he say, what would you do if your ID was compromised? He knows it. He feels it. He learns it. He lives it. He knows all those things. So it gets very difficult to take yourself off of there, to take off your hat that says, I know what this campaign is and this is what's going to resonate with people. It's very difficult to do, which is why I love doing these reviews. It's fun. It's helpful. And I'm modest about it, yes. Okay? They have to be lusting for your offer. And right now, what I'm walking away from this page is going, I don't know. Yeah, I hear about that all the time. But what is this ebook going to do for me? What am I going to get out of this? You're asking me for my email address. I still don't really know what that is. What's the value of that personal ID protection? Why would I want to win that? You have not convinced me in any way, shape, or form that I have to give up my name and my email. You could be a scammer, Jeff. You could be one of these people that's going to do something nasty to me. I have to be able to trust you. And right now, I don't trust you. I don't know enough about the offer to be able to make that decision to give up my ebook, my email. Eric says, hit the prospects, pain points, scary events, breaches, uncomfortable results. The remedy is this. Right, exactly. What is the personal ID protection? What is it you are offering me? Why do I have to have it? Is it spam a lot? Is it only related to, is it a personal bodyguard? And what is the offer? I'm brutal. You guys know I'm brutal about this stuff. I'm landing on your page. I don't know what your offer is, and I'm telling you I'm walking away from your page because I still don't know what your offer is. This is and I bless your heart, Jeff. Bless your heart. I applaud you for being brave enough to bring this to us. And yes, this may even look exactly like one of the UpViral templates, but in this particular case, it's not getting the point across. We all have a struggle looking at this campaign from the perspective of our target audience that doesn't know what we offer. You know what all this stuff is. You know the answers to all these things. So you would give up your email address. But I can guarantee you my mother-in-law wouldn't do it. She'd walk away going, I have no idea what that is. Okay, I've beaten that one up. I'm going to put in my email address and we're going to see what we see on page 2. Now, some of you also note that I never look at the emails that you send me on these shows. That email better be darn powerful. And what I'm looking at is nothing. So is there no page 2? Have you not done the sharing page? I've not seen this before. I do know that they had some problems rendering some stuff. Oh, there it is. Whee, doggies, that was weird. Now, and thank you for the reminder, Eric. I'll do that in a second. what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to squish it right in the middle, right? So don't forget that your campaign is looked on different size monitors, different size laptops, and stuff happens differently depending upon how you have things set up. So come in here, always shrink the size of your pages, just like I'm doing manually here. See what happens. Now, your ebook is on its way, is way the heck over here. I don't know why you made it right justified, or put it in this column at the top. I don't know what you've done, but that's not great. I said I was going to go show somebody something, and did I do it? Forgotten. My brain somewhere in the back says you were going to go look at something in UpViral. All right. Now, think again about the message that you want to say to people on this page. What would you want to see if it were you? Right now, this says your ebook is on its way. Why doesn't it say, congratulations, you've taken the first step on securing your personal identification. Bravo for you. This is probably how you feel right now. And you put an animated GIF or something of somebody hugging them. I don't know, some kind of image that makes them think that they're secure. Make it fun for people. Make them feel the result. Hey, go check your email because that important ebook on how to protect your identity is in your inbox. Make sure you go get that right now. I'll wait. And you put a little countdown timer. That's the number one thing you want them to go do right now is to go open that email. Even if they don't do all the social sharing, you want to make sure they open your email. If you really want to have fun, inside that email say, hey, make sure to reply to me because I'm going to send you another bonus if you do. Why would you do that? Well, the people on my email list got an email the other day about why you want that. You want people to reply to your emails because that booms your algorithm benefit, and all of the spam filters now go, oh, look, Jeff's getting lots of replies to his emails. He must be something that somebody wants. So let's take him out of the spam box and put him in the inbox. You want your people to open your emails. That's the whole reason you're doing this. Invite at least 4 of your friends and you could win an extra year of ID protection, which you can give away to family or friends. Why would I want to give it away? I love this idea, but I don't think it's coming across in the way you really want it to come across. Think about your wording in here. I'm not gonna wordsmith this for you, but this is the second thing you say to them. Invite 4 of your friends and you could win an extra year. Is that worth it to me? At least at this point, I still don't know that it's worth it to me, so I'm not sure I'm going to go do it. Warning signs of identity theft. Now look at this. Why are you saying this on this page? What is this doing for you to help them do the sharing? Why is this stuff not on your front page? Why are you waiting to now to tell them this stuff? I haven't read it all, but you get the idea that this is the stuff that they should be reading on the front page. This is the scary stuff to get them to sign up. The prize, the winner will receive a year of personal ID protection that will monitor. Why is this not on the front page? You're missing the opportunity on the front page. Yes, UpViral made some very simple templates. That doesn't mean those are the correct thing for your campaign. They may be okay if you're trying to give away a smartphone. You don't have to do a lot of training to give away a smartphone. All right, I need to get moving. Share on Facebook. This better be a great image. All right, now, imagine I'm scrolling on Facebook, or you're scrolling on Facebook. Anybody in the chat, you're welcome to comment. You're scrolling on Facebook and you see this. How long do you pause on this image, or do you even pause at all? Everybody respond. Please. Eric also said, fulfill the offer before you force them to reply. Yeah, of course you want to do that. Eric says, I would take a pass. I'm just between you and me. Anybody else wants to reply, you're welcome to reply. But I suspect the answer from most people is going to be, bing! They're scrolling on their phone. They look at that and they don't even read it. They go, it's an ebook. I don't need another ebook in my life. Bing! They scroll right on by. You're not using your own domain. Custom domains, we done shows about this. Your ID stolen? Question mark. That's only good for somebody that's had their ID stolen, by the way. Those people who have experienced it know they don't like it. But what you're after, I believe, is the people who have not had their ID stolen yet. Learn more from this ebook. I have a custom domain talking to support right now. Okay, good. I hope they can help you fix it. If they don't, Jeff, let me know. Send me a private message and we'll talk about it, because custom domains are important. What's more important is this image. If you do not stop people from scrolling with this image, you're wasting your effort. Completely wasting your effort. I preach about this image all the time. You got a cover image with somebody that looks like a thief, but that's very hard to see. Especially on a smartphone, nobody's going to understand what that is. Why don't you put some really scary words like, ID theft can cost you thousands of dollars. Find out how to protect yourself from ID theft and win a year of free protection worth $500. Whatever. You got to beef this up, because, Jeff, this is the biggest thing. People are scrolling on Facebook, and if they don't feel like they absolutely must click on this and go to your offer, it's wasted. This is not getting me to stop scrolling. This is not giving me enough information to click, and therefore I'm never going to land on your opt-in page, and I'm never going to even go from the opt-in page to give you my email. All of this, by the way, is not UpViral related stuff. This is all marketing stuff. This is hard stuff that we have to learn in order to grow our businesses. We have to be able to talk about the pain points. Bradley would tell you this till he's blue in the face. If he's still here, I haven't looked. If you don't understand how to do the marketing side, or hire somebody to help you with the marketing side, you're not going to go very far inside your campaign. I can definitely help you with the physical side of it, the building the campaign inside of UpViral, all that kind of stuff. But you have got to nail this part. People will run a campaign like this and they'll say, well, UpViral doesn't work. When in fact, it's your offer, your presentation of your offer. The offer is not exciting. They don't know what it is. And as Bradley, if he's still here, loves to say, if they don't crawl, or if they're not willing to crawl through broken glass to get your offer, they're not going to do it. So what would cause people to crawl through broken glass to give up their email address? You got to talk about their pain. It does not help to just say, protect yourself from ID theft, because, yeah, that's one of those things that everybody goes, yeah, I know, I need to do that. I need to make a will. I need to grow my income. I need to buy a new car. I need this. I need that. You got to fight with their emotions here. You got to fight with their personal gut feeling to go, that takes priority over everything else right now. That's your problem, Jeff. You've got to convince people to drop what they're doing so that they can find out more how they can do this. You got to scare them. And that image that Eric says looks like Spider-Man in the dark, that's a good starting point. But I still would often even say that looks more like a movie trailer image than what I expect a typical thief to look like. And somebody that's an identity thief, they're just sitting behind a computer. They don't look like Spider-Man to me. They're just sitting behind a computer stealing my ID. Okay? All right, so I'm going to wrap that one up for right now. Anybody have any questions? I think you've gotten enough hints here. Bless your heart, Jeff. Bravo. Let me go back and turn off the sharing. Jeff says, I appreciate all the comments. I really wasn't ready, but took this opportunity to get a review. Best decision I did. Thank you for those kind words. Eric says, Jeff, you took action to build it. Fantastic job. And again, yes, I will applaud you like we did Carlene a couple of weeks ago and Glenn earlier. Thank you so much for letting me help you grow your business. That's the whole point of this. We want to help you grow your business and to be able to impact more people with your solution that they need desperately. Right? I'm sitting here thinking to myself, hey, self. Oh, somebody asked if I could do that on mobile. Who was that? I forgot. Let me copy that really fast. And let me, I don't have, I do want to do that because it's always important to look at the mobile side of things. I'm going to share it with myself. I'm going to open my phone. I love the way Apple has done this screen sharing, what do they call it? Not AirDrop. What's it called? It's called screen mirroring, whatever. Oh my God. Carlene's got a great question. All right. Oh, I can't do that. Stop. All right. So let's see. What I need to do is come over here to Zoom. Hi, Zoom. I need to go to screen sharing. And I need to not show you that screen, my family and stuff. And what I need to do is turn on screen mirroring. It is so simple to do now with the new iOS and the latest version of the Mac OS, and I just did it wrong again. All right, tap outside of there, scroll down here. So this is what I'm seeing on the mobile phone. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it and it's going to open in the browser. What if your ID, what would you do? We looked at all that. Win 1-year subscription. Now see, this actually looks a little bit better on the mobile view because we're not distracted by the left and right sides of things. What would you do if your ID was compromised? There's the book. Don't wait till it happens to you. Frankly, the book, and in this kind of view, I would think would be down below this title right here before the form. But it looks fairly similar. By the way, if you're on the business plan, you can get rid of this UpViral powered thing. If you're not on the business plan, sorry. So it looks pretty good. Ah, dang it, Mitchell. All right. Doesn't look bad on the mobile view. Did you guys even see that? You didn't. Am I doing? Oh, I am doing screen sharing. All right. Ah, sorry. Carlene's question. Jeff said, I'm not sure why it's showing up. Are you talking about the ebook on the mobile view? That's a great thing to do. By the way, you can turn things on and off in the mobile view and on the widget view these days. Carlene's question. How do you set up a cold as well as a warm opt-in plan? Oh, I'm on the business plan. Oh, we're talking about the logo thing. That's on the advanced settings tab. All right, it's on the advanced settings tab. Screen share. UpViral says XXSS. I don't know why it's doing that. And you got to go to the general setup. And on the general setup, there's this show powered by UpViral thing. If you're on the business plan and above, you can turn this off. If you're on the starter plan, you cannot. So that's where that is. All right, Carlene's question. How do you set up a cold as well as a warm opt-in page? I'm not going to tell you, Carlene. There is a new feature inside of UpViral we've talked about multiple times that you can now finagle UpViral to have two different pages as your opt-in page. And it has to do, it's just really complicated, and I don't want a beginner to go there. What I would rather you do is to just simply build your opt-in page for cold traffic, because it will convince the warm traffic to, you're going to get them to opt in anyway. So why are you spending any time trying to do all of this stuff? It's just not worth it. It's too complicated for you. Now, you can do it. Like I said, you can do it. It is a possibility. And, oh, I'm going to close that. Next week's show, there's going to be a live interview with Florence. I don't know who that is yet. But William will be doing next week's show. So in this campaign, any UpViral campaign that's on the newest templates, if you go over to the Publish tab and you go down to the section at the bottom, oh, this is not one of the new campaigns. Let's see, do I have one open here? I don't know what I have open in another window. We'll just go here. All right. If you go to the Publish tab, there is this new section down here about embedding your campaign on your web page. The referral traffic is what we're talking about for having two different opt-in pages. If you do the hosted by UpViral opt-in, then referred traffic will go to the hosted opt-in page. You can put an embedded widget on your own page and send your people here, and then they will see the sharing widget on your your own website pages, and then the referral traffic will go to the UpViral. You can flip it, and you can have it go the other way. You can send your direct traffic to the UpViral opt-in page, and then send the referred traffic to your embedded widget page. You can set that up, and that's over here, and it is complicated. You have to test it. I don't advise it. I don't advise it until you've run your second, third, fourth, fifth campaign, when you really understand the process and you have a great offer. Now, once you have those things nailed down, you can start really understanding what words work for the warm traffic and what words work for the cold traffic. But when you're first starting out, you're still testing, you should be doing split tests of your existing campaign to find out what's working for them and what's not. Don't try to complicate it by giving them two separate landing pages. Just figure out what the right words are. Assume that cold traffic is coming in. I showed you, but I don't want you to do it. People in my mastermind, we have struggled to get that set up properly. People that have been doing campaigns for a while. I don't want you doing it if you're just a newbie. Please. All right, anybody got any other questions? One new message. A client wanted to send warm traffic, this is Carlene, from an email list, and then the referred traffic to a cold form. Great. Yes, you can do that. I don't advise it yet. I mean, I advise it for people that understand the processes and know what the wording is and everything else. If you consider yourself an intermediate and above, go to it. If you're a beginner, please don't spend your time on that. I just don't think it's worth it. I think you need to understand your messaging, figure out what your right offer is, before you dive into trying to go, oh, I know who's warm, I know who's cold, and what they need separately. Because I don't think you know that yet. I mean, technically, what you think of as warm traffic may not be warm to the particular offer you're putting in front of them. You still may need to do all the pain points. You still may need to do the selling of the offer. Anybody else with questions? I'm going to sign off in 15 seconds if I don't get somebody to say, I got help. Giving you the 15-second warning here. Next week's show, there will be a guest, and William will be hosting. I thank you for being here. I'm still stalling. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I do appreciate you being here. Thanks, applause to Jeff and to Glenn for offering up their campaigns. I hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know if you didn't. We will see you next week on the UpViral Copilot show. Oh, wait. Carlene says, I got a question. Boy, I was this close, Carlene, to going end this broadcast. And I'll give you time to type. Quit typing the fact that I need to give you time to type. Jeff says, thank you, everyone. Much appreciate your comments. You're welcome. Make it an easy question, Carlene. I'm just sitting here thinking that one of my mentors, friends that I haven't spoken to in a while, always used to tell me, you can never have any dead air, Mitch. You cannot have a break. You have to just keep talking. And I just gave you a little bit of dead air. Carlene's general, Stephen. Hi, Stephen. You've been quiet. Stephen says, another great show. Thanks, everyone, for the new tips every week. You're welcome, Stephen. That's why we're here. So, I'm going to be mean and cruel. Absolutely mean and cruel. I'm a horrible, horrible teacher. My kids will tell you that. The answer to most questions that I get asked can be decided by testing. Test it yourself. How did I figure out most of the stuff that goes on in the UpViral world? I tested it. I tried it. So Carlene's question. I realized halfway through a campaign that I didn't turn on the custom domain for the share link like I showed you earlier. I changed the opt-in page, but later noticed I should have done so for the share link as well. I didn't change halfway through the campaign because I didn't know if it would affect anything. You know how I figured it out? I tried it. So, nothing wrong with the question. Great question. The simple answer is it does not impact anything. UpViral has been smart enough so that if somebody shares a campaign link that says upvir.al blah 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 blah, and you switch the campaign to a custom domain, and now it's called carlenerocks.com, guess what? The old links still work. Yeah, they're smart. They figured out that people would possibly do that in the middle of the campaign. You can test it. Switch it. Test both links. Takes you 3 minutes to try it out, and you would have your answer. Because that's what I did. Carlene rocks, she says. I love that new subdomain. Actually, .rocks is a high-level domain if you want. You could go out there and buy carlene.rocks. I've thought about doing that several times. Just haven't done it. Of course, if it's available. Somebody else may have it. But I have a background as a software developer. I did 32 years of software development for Boeing. So I have no fear of testing something as long as I understand the concept. I don't have a problem testing this stuff. I can build a blank campaign and test it till the cows come home. That's how I've tested the random draw feature. I made sure I could prove to people that the random draw was truly random. I spent hours testing that. But all I did was build a temporary campaign, and I tested it. It doesn't hurt. You can build a new campaign. You can have a test campaign that you can test things out. You could try, Carlene, this new widget thing all by yourself. Test it out. Build a dummy page over on your website that nobody sees. Don't put it in a menu somewhere. Nobody will see it if there's no link to it. Build an UpViral campaign. Try it out. See how it works. Put all the things in there. Try all the different links. See how it works. That's exactly how I do things. That's how I became an expert. That's how I did it for clients, and that's how I did it for you. How do you actually segment? Segmentation happens in your autoresponder. It does not happen inside of UpViral. There is no segmentation inside of UpViral. Everybody's the same. Even direct versus referred is the same inside of UpViral. Segmentation happens in your autoresponder when you send tags over to your autoresponder. When Betty Lou earns this incentive, you send a tag over that says Betty Lou earned this incentive, and then you start sending emails only to people who have earned this incentive tags. Does it know who to send the warm and cold opt-in form? No. I showed you that, but we're gonna go back there really fast. Do you see this image right here? All right. What they're not telling you, but I know this because I've taught you this many times. Direct traffic comes to you from your links that you share somewhere. If you put a link in your email, that's direct traffic. If you put a link to this campaign, like if you're using this link right here, or the one that's on the Publish tab at the top, webinar.thankyouPageMagic.com, that link is a warm link. That's a direct link. That's this, right? What this is showing you is that the referred links are going to this embedded page. The referred links are going to the embedded page. So the difference here is warm is direct traffic, people that you are sending to the page. Referred is cold traffic. Okay? Referred is cold traffic. That doesn't mean you couldn't send some warm traffic to the page that all the referrals are going to. You can absolutely do that yourself if you want. You just got to know what you're doing. Okay? Carlene says I got it. So, in terms of that kind of segmenting, and I wish you'd said that before, whether you're talking about hot and cold, versus actual segmenting that happens in your autoresponder. But we got through it. All right, 10:30, hour and a half. Let's wrap this up. Next week's show is... Let me turn that off. Next week's show is going to be an interview that William's going to do. I believe the following week is going to be a Q&A, so we can dive into questions and answers. We get a lot of good questions and answers and review topics. So, I believe that's the current schedule. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for paying attention to me and learning and asking great questions. We will see you again next week on the UpViral Copilot Show.